Yo, boys, we are back with a brand new video. Before we get into it, I got to talk to y'all about, well, Through the Wire. Through the Wire is a podcast that me and my friend started. We're on to episode 2. Episode 1 was uploaded last week, but YouTube took down episode 2 on YouTube. If you have an iPhone and you want to hear me and a bunch of friends talk about basketball, click the link in the description and just type in Through the Wire on the podcast app. I already love you, but if you go download the podcast list, I'll love you even more. I appreciate everybody that supported us so far. We hit already 1,000 downloads, which is crazy. But, you know, we always want to get bigger and better. So, really appreciate it. Click the link in the description, or you can... So I was scrolling through the Instagram DMs and I found this page that messaged me a couple times named NBA Is He an All-Star? Y'all remember that video I made to Ronnie2K when I said this? He basically have answered everything there is to know about the NBA here on this channel. We've done every Would You Rather here on this channel. We've done every NBA discussion video we can imagine here on this channel. Well, the person that's running this page is like, no, you haven't done everything. So check out my page. So here we are checking out his page. Is he an all-star? I don't really know the rules. I'm just going to go off based on what I think we should do. So let's get into it. So the name of the page is NBA Is He an All-Star with a bunch of underscores. You can see it right there. Basically, the way we're going to do this, we're going to see a picture, in this case, Reggie Jackson, and talk about whether or not we ever think this player is going to be an all-star. Reggie Jackson, nah, I don't think he's ever going to be an all-star. Last year was a down season for him, dealing with injuries, and even when he wasn't injured, like when he was on the floor, you could tell he was still dealing with injuries, but he wasn't officially injured. He wasn't that great. I hope he has a bounce back season. He's got Avery Bradley to his right now, which is going to be dope. But I don't think that this guy, Reggie Jackson, will ever be all-star caliber. He still can be a serviceable start in the NBA, but all-star, not so much. Jonathan Simmons, is he an all-star? Nah, he's not an all-star. He had his nice little run in the playoffs where when Kawhi Leonard went down, he jumped into the scene. Even before that, people understood who Jonathan Simmons was. But he showed that he can play in big-time minutes when Kawhi Leonard went down with his injury against the Golden State Warriors. And he got paid because of it. Orlando sent him a deal. He said, all right, I'm going to Orlando. Do y'all know that he was trapped when the Hurricanes hit Houston? He was trapped in his house or someplace, and he had to be rescued, man. He had to be rescued, and they're still fighting Houston. Shout out to Houston. Prayers are still going. I did donate just what I could to help, and now I'm probably going to have to help out the people in Florida with Irma and everything. But back to Jonathan Simmons. I don't think he'll ever be to the point where he's an all-star. He's already 28 years old, because if y'all don't know the story, he tried out for a D-League team, which everybody's telling me to try out for the Windy City Bulls, because the Windy City Bulls have a tryout next week. They want me to try out and make it a video, which sounds good. But the money that you need to try out, don't really got it like that. You think like $250, and I don't think I want to waste $250 because I know I'm not gonna make it. But Jonathan Simmons tried out for the Spurs, made that team, spent the season in the D-League, then eventually they said, okay, come up to the big league, and he played well. And now he's in Orlando Magic. Hopefully he has a good career thus far, but I don't think he's ever gonna be an all-star. Is he an all-star, Paul George? Yes. Come on now. Of course he is. Listen, I mean, I can understand the people that are probably saying no to this, because he moved to an Eastern Conference that was trash when it comes to superstars, to a Western Conference that's stacked. So basically, this is asking, is there going to be a spot for him on the All-Star team in the Western Conference? And yes, he's a top 15 player in the league. So Paul George will be an All-Star this year, especially when he actually has somebody on his team that's worth playing with, and Russell Westbrook. Paul George's going to have a good season and be an All-Star. Is he an All-Star, Rudy Gay? No, which is weird, because he's had like 3 to 4 seasons where he averaged over 20 points per game, but he's never been good enough to make an all-star team. I think he's an above average NBA player, but not above average to where he's an elite player. You feel me? And now he's in San Antonio. I don't think he's going to be ready for the start of the season because of the injury he suffered. I think it may have been his Achilles, I think he tore in Sacramento, like right before the trade deadline. They wanted to trade him, but then he tore his Achilles, couldn't trade him. But now in San Antonio, which is a new system for him, but even then, I don't think he's going to blossom enough to be an all-star now. And then, again, he's in the Western Conference where there are not many all-star spots available. So, no, Rudy Gay, not an all-star. Julius Randle, no. He's not going to be an all-star in his career. I don't think I have much to say about Julius Randle besides the fact that no. Devin Booker, is he an all-star? As of right now, no. Definitely has the potential to be an all-star in the future, though. And people are believing in that Devin Booker can be an all-star this year. It's possible, but extremely unlikely. Again, Western Conference has a ton of amazing guards. There are guards in the NBA that put up all-star type numbers that can't make an all-star team. Damian Lillard, Mike Conley, these are guys that are great players, but because the Western Conference is so stacked in the guard position, they don't have room to put these players in. Devin Booker going into what, year number three or year number 2, regardless, he's not going to make that next big step for him to be better than what Damian Lillard did last year. Damian Lillard averaged like 27, 25, 26, 27 points per game and wasn't an all-star. Devin Booker, not really going to do that this year. But in the future, hell yeah, he's going to be an all-star. Somewhere down the line, he will become an all-star because he's just got it. He's just got it like that. Offensively, that's all you really need to be an all-star in this league, and he's got the offensive game. Melo, is Melo still an all-star? Because obviously he's been an all-star pretty much his entire career. Yeah, Melo will be an all-star this year, still. I mean, as long as he stays healthy, of course. That's the caveat for everybody. As long as they stay healthy, well, yeah, I do believe that he's going to be an all-star. He was an all-star last year. I understand that it was like an injury reserve all-star, but all-star nonetheless. And now there are like 3 or 4 more all-star spots open. He averages 23, 24 points per game next year. Sure. Fans love Melo. Fans love Melo. I love Melo. Regardless of how bad his team is, there are going to be fans that are going to vote for him. And because of that, yeah, he's an all-star. Klay Thompson is an all-star. Yeah. Oh, well, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, all coming over. Yo, it's going to be tough. It's not a lot of spots open in the Western Conference for all-stars. Somebody's more than Damian Lillard is going to get snubbed this year. So it's basically who's going to... Okay, this is how I'm thinking. The Warriors are still going to be dominant. And because of that, you pick a lot of players off those dominant teams. You remember the Atlanta Hawks team a couple years ago? They were the #1 team in the East. They were hyped. Kyle Korver was an all-star that year. Again, it was an injury reserve because Dwayne Wade was out. Jeff Teague was an all-star that year. Of course, Al Horford, Paul Millsap, they had 4 all-stars. I'm pretty sure they had 4 all-stars that year. So as long as your team is winning and you're doing well on the winning team, you're probably going to get the all-star nod. So that's why, yeah, Klay Thompson's still an all-star. Of course. Derrick Rose, is he an all-star still? Because, I mean, he was an all-star back in the day. Not so much the last 3 to 4 years. No, I don't see him being an all-star this year or even the rest of his career. And y'all know I'm a D Rose fan. Right behind him is a poster of D Rose with a bunch of other Chicago legends. But if we're being honest with each other, we got to be realistic. That's one thing I can say about myself. Yes, I'm a Bulls fan. Yes, I'm a D Rose fan. Yes, I'm a fan of a lot of players. But I'm usually realistic with it. And Derrick Rose is not a top 5 point guard in the Eastern Conference. Enough for him to be an all-star. No way. So because of that, not an all-star. Is he an all-star? Gary Harris. He's like one of those players that I'm not completely sure how good he's already good, but can he make the next step to be good, like great, you know, all-star great? Him, Rodney Hood, there's a lot of these 2 guards. Tim Hardaway Jr. is kind of in there where he's good, but I don't know if he's ever going to be great. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, but like these are shooting guards, young shooting guards that have the potential to be great, but I'm just not too sure if they're ever going to hit that mark. So because of that, I'll be conservative and say, no, he won't be an all-star. But you don't have to be an all-star to have a good career, boys. You don't. You don't have to be an all-star to have a good career. And I think Gary Harris is going to have a good career, but just not an all-star yet. Ben Simmons, is he an all-star? Yo, that's tough because I haven't seen Ben Simmons play at all. I can tell you from what he did in college when he was putting up 40-plus points that one game. I don't know if he did it more than just that one game, but either like that's all I have to go on. And the hype, you know, hype is one thing, but results are another. I'm gonna need to see him play before I give any opinion on him. So because of that, it's a wash. I'm gonna say Harrison Barnes. Nah, unfortunately, I don't think he'll ever be an all-star. Amazing season, a good season by him. People didn't think that he was gonna be worth that contract that Dallas threw him, but he showed them. He's just the crowd because he had one heck of a season, man. Heck of a season as, I guess, the number 2 option of a team. He was basically the number 4 option behind, you know, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green when he, you know, was on the Golden State Warriors. But now in Dallas, he's like the number 2 option, probably be the number 1 option soon when Dirk retires. But again, nah, the West is too stacked for a guy like him to be an all-star. DeAndre Jordan, is he an all-star? I'm pretty sure he was an all-star last year. But let's say they get 3 centers an all-star nod. I'm not sure if that's completely true, but let's say they give 3 centers. Is he a top 3 center in the Western Conference? Phew, I tell you no. I got, this is not in order, but 3 centers that I know are better than him. Rudy Gobert, you can argue all you want. Rudy is the man. Karl-Anthony Towns, you can argue all you want, but Karl-Anthony Towns is the man. And 3, Nikola Jokic, man. Nikola Jokic, they're all up there, and they're even more. I think they're like 5 pretty good centers. Marc Gasol, like there are a lot of good centers in the Western Conference. He was an All-Star last year. This year will be an All-Star. I'm gonna go with no. I'm just gonna say no. If he is, I wouldn't be surprised. But if he's not, again, not so surprised. We're gonna end it there, boys. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Again, the name of this Instagram page is _NBA_is_he_and_All-Star. That's a long one, but it's worth it. I recommend you give them a follow. We're going to go back to what we talked about in the beginning of this episode. In the description, there's a link to our podcast, man. On this episode, I give you a sneak peek. We talked about the NBA lottery. We talked about LaMelo Ball. We talked about NBA 2K18, the prelude. We talked about Stephen Curry and why people hate him. Like, it was an amazing episode. We recorded it all back here. Like, the setup is dope. And we need y'all support for this. And I really appreciate it. I'll probably upload episode 2, like the video version of it, on the Foul Shot channel, because for some reason YouTube doesn't want me to upload it here. Every time I try to upload it here, it gets taken down. So the Foul Shot channel may be the move for the Through the Wire podcast. So I appreciate it if y'all just help us out, man. Help us out. Help us grow this dream that is the podcast. Thank y'all. We'll be back tomorrow with another video. Peace.
Tell me how you living, I'm living good. 24 and I done made it out my neighborhood. My brother told me when I left that hole to stay for good. Cause over here ain't too much of that. These streets will bring you down like you were running back. Memories back when we had ran the corners. I was running back and forth.